While the new league year and the official start of NFL free agency aren't until 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, teams and prospective free agents are able to begin negotiations as of noon today. The Dallas Cowboys could be in talks potential signings this afternoon, and their own free agents may begin talking to other teams. Many refer to this as the legal tampering period, which is a silly name when you think about it. A more accurate name would simply be early negotiating, which is a provision that allows teams and players to talk business prior to the official start of free agency. The league made this allowance beginning in 2013 to try to help all parties avoid tampering violations. The terms of contracts can be worked out and agreed upon, but no signings are official until the March 13 start of the new league year. For example, last year the start of free agency was on March 14. However, Adam Schefter was already reporting on Kirk Cousins signing with the Vikings the morning of March 13. So yes, some big things could happen as soon as today. Dallas Cowboys to DeMarcus Lawrence. For the Dallas Cowboys, the most important move of 2019 involves DeMarcus Lawrence. While he did receive the franchise tag for a second season, its non-exclusive designation means that Lawrence is able to speak with other clubs. The Cowboys are expecting that the franchise tag, and mainly the 2 first-round picks they'd get if anyone wants to sign DeMarcus, will scare other teams off. They want to keep their top pass rusher and hope to reach a long-term agreement with him sometime this offseason. Next up in importance is Cole Beasley, but at this point it's not looking good for him to stay in Dallas. He wants a major offensive role in the compensation that comes with it, but the Cowboys appear set with Amari Cooper and Michael Gallup as their starters. What's more, Dallas appears to be hanging on to veteran receivers Tavon Austin and Allen Hurns. With Noah Brown also under contract, the WR depth chart would seem to be filled out already. The other big name on their free agent list is David Irving, but right now he's notorious for all the wrong reasons. After an Instagram post last week where Irving announced he was quitting football while smoking marijuana, and his indefinite suspension by the NFL for drug use, don't expect other teams to come calling. Here is a quick recap of the team's free agents this offseason. Dallas Cowboys 2019 free agents: DeMarcus Lawrence, franchise, WR Cole Beasley, DL David Irving, LB Damian Wilson, Tate Jeff Swaim, WR Tavon Austin, reportedly being resigned, FB Jamize Olawale, RB Rod Smith, OT Cameron Fleming, DT Karan Reed, BL Datwan Jones, GC Marcus Martin, WR Terrence Williams. Release: will we see any of these players agree to deals with new teams over the next 2 days? Could we see Dallas work out a contract with someone new? The league year may start Wednesday, but for all intents and purposes, 2019 free agency has just begun. 2019 free agency 2019 off-season. The Dallas Cowboys have a sizable hope on the right side of their defensive line with the indefinite suspension of Randy Gregory and the lack of progression of Taco Charlton. Recently released by the Kansas City Chiefs, the Dallas Cowboys should make a run at free agent edge rusher Justin Houston. Justin Houston, POS, LB, career, 102G, 2TD, All-Pro, first, 4X Pro Bowl, Chiefs 2011-2018, 1XSK leader, born gone 1989 and 2018, Houston had 9 sacks in 12 games to go along with 5 forced fumbles. In 2017, he had 9.5 sacks in 15 games. He hasn't played a full 16-game season since 2014. If you project his last 4 seasons' sack rate over a full 16-game season, he'd be averaging 11 sacks a season over the last 4 years. Obviously, he's a veteran presence that would give the Cowboys a tremendous pass rush on both sides of their defensive line, assuming DeMarcus Lawrence gets a long-term deal. There are 2 obstacles to the Dallas Cowboys signing a player like Justin Houston. The first, it is that there will be several teams looking to add his services. Despite his age, he's still one of the better edge rushers in the NFL. Teams like the Rams, Patriots, Raiders, Browns, and others could all be in on Houston, potentially driving his price up. Secondly, the Cowboys would have to pivot on their free agency strategy. We've documented many times over the years that the Dallas Cowboys have gotten away from chasing veteran free agents. At least the good ones. Generally, they look to sign the second and third tier free agents as opposed to chasing the big fish. Well, if Jerry Jones' comments from the Combine are to be believed, the Dallas Cowboys are getting ready to be aggressive in free agency with the hope of building a Super Bowl contender. If there was ever a time for the Dallas Cowboys to depart from their free agent spending habits, the time is now. They have an offense that looks ready to contend for a championship, and a defense that has some elite players. They just need a few more pieces to put them over the top. In the modern pass-happy NFL, you can never have enough pass rushers. Today, March 11th, teams around the NFL can start negotiating with unrestricted free agents, but can't officially put ink to paper until this Wednesday, March 13th, when the official league year starts. For those of us around Cowboys Nation, this means we might finally start to see some resemblance of a plan to the Dallas Cowboys' approach to free agency in the 2019 NFL Draft. With that in mind, I thought I would put together a list of several realistic and cost-effective free agent possibilities the Dallas Cowboys should sign before the draft. We all know they like to address as many needs as possible through free agency so that they can approach the draft without any glaring needs. That has been their approach the past several years and will more than likely continue to be so this year. Below I've listed 5 free agents I would personally sign if I were the Dallas Cowboys. I think each and every one of them are a realistic possibility and won't break the bank. If things play out the way I hope they do, the Cowboys could enter into the draft and truly take the best player available. Without further ado, here are the 5 free agents I think the Dallas Cowboys should sign before the draft. RBT. J. Yeldon, free agent RBT. J. Yeldon, Douglas DeFellis, USA Today Sports. It was rumored the Dallas Cowboys have had an interest in trading for Cleveland Browns running back Duke Johnson, but I for one didn't understand why, considering T. J. Yeldon is available on the open market. Don't get me wrong, I like Duke, but I didn't like the idea of the Cowboys having to absorb his contract and give up a draft pick to acquire his services. Yeldon is the more cost-effective option and has the same kind of versatility. According to Spotrac.com, the Cowboys could sign Yeldon to a 3-year deal that pays him somewhere between $3.5 to $4 million per season. For comparison's sake, that's pretty much what the New England Patriots paid Rex Burkhead, 3 years, $9,750,000, $3,250,000 annually. It's a little more than they'd have to pay a rookie RB, but Yeldon's versatility as a runner and receiving ability out of the backfield would definitely be an upgrade behind Ezekiel Elliott. Bruce Irvin, free agent Bruce Irvin. It's no secret the Dallas Cowboys could be looking to add more depth at the defensive end position after Randy Gregory's most recent suspension. They could wait and try to draft a pass rusher, but we all know rookies generally take a few years before they can get accustomed to the speed of the NFL. That's why I believe the Cowboys would be wise to sign Bruce Irvin ahead of the draft. He shouldn't cost much and can literally hit the ground running. The Cowboys could probably sign Irvin to a contract similar to what he signed with the Atlanta Falcons last year. He played under a 1-year, $3.2 million deal in 2018, which is a bargain in my opinion considering he's still more than capable of accumulating 6 to 8 sacks a year. He could even be a little cheaper considering he turns 32 in November. Any way you slice it though, he would be a great addition, especially considering he has a history already with Chris Richard. Adrian Phillips, free agent Adrian Phillips. Adrian Phillips isn't the safety a lot of Cowboys Nation was hoping for, but he could be the safety the Dallas Cowboys need. He isn't one of the bigger names amongst the free agent safeties this year, but he is one of the more versatile. With the Los Angeles Chargers he was a Swiss Army knife if you will and played a variety of different roles for them. He played strong safety, free safety, dime linebacker, and nickel linebacker. And that's not even mentioning he's also a Texas native, Terrell, Texas, and played at the University of Texas. Phillips is a cost-effective, versatile safety who could come in and be an immediate upgrade over Jeff Heath. He's already played in a similar defensive scheme under Gus Bradley with the Chargers and would give the Cowboys two interchangeable safeties alongside Xavier Woods. Last year he played under a one-year, $1.5 million deal and probably wouldn't command much more this season considering how plush the safety market is. I think that is the definition of a bargain deal, especially considering he won't be 27 years old until March 28. Tyler Eifert, free agent. Tyler Eifert. The Dallas Cowboys may have resigned Jason Witten, but that shouldn't keep them from upgrading the position further. Witten should be considered nothing more than a serviceable stopgap player in 2019, meaning they need a starting caliber tight end still for the future. If healthy, Tyler Eifert could be that guy and it shouldn't take much to bring him aboard. According to Spotrac.com, the market value for Eifert is a one-year, $6.4 million deal. I have a hard time seeing him receiving a contract of that type considering his injury history. A contract similar to what Witten, $3.5 million with incentives, just received from the Cowboys seems much more reasonable. If Dallas were able to add Eifert to the mix with Witten, Blake Jarwin, and Dalton Schultz on a heavy incentive-based contract, the T position suddenly becomes a strength with a healthy dose of veteran leadership and youth. O.T. Tayansika, free agent. O.T. Tayansika. The Dallas Cowboys could try to re-sign Cameron Fleming to another one-year, $2.5 million contract like they did in 2018, but if it was me I'd go after Tayansika. Tayansika has been the Washington Redskins' swing tackle for the past several years and played under the second-round tender, $2.91 million last season. The Cowboys could probably sign him to a similar deal like they gave Fleming last year, possibly even cheaper since he's turning 34 years old in October. Tayansika is capable of playing either on the left or right side and could possibly come in and challenge La'el Collins for the starting RT position. What I really like about him though is the fact he's used to filling in as an injury replacement. It's something he's done quite a bit of for Trent Williams, who like Tyron Smith, has had to miss a few games here and there the past few seasons due to reoccurring injuries. At worst he would be an upgrade at the swing tackle position, but with starting ability. Do you think this would be a good free agent haul for the Dallas Cowboys? The Dallas Cowboys and veteran linebacker Sean Lee have agreed to a restructuring on the final year of his contract, keeping him with the team in 2019. The move will allow Lee to stay with the only team he's ever known, and lets the Cowboys keep one of their best and most experienced leaders. Lee has agreed to reduce his $7 million base salary in 2019 in half. That means $3.5 million will immediately go back into Dallas' salary cap space for 2019. One of their leaders is back for another year. He'll earn $3.5 million but has a chance to earn his way back to his original $7 million salary with incentives. The Cowboys could have saved all $7 million by releasing Sean, but that would have left them pretty thin at linebacker. They may already expect to lose Damian Wilson to free agency. Lee can now continue to mentor Leighton Vander Esch, Jalen Smith, and other young linebackers while also providing an excellent depth option. Dallas could also potentially start Sean in the base 4-3 defense. With Wilson leaving, Jalen could play Sam while Lee and Vander Esch cover the other two spots. As mentioned in Rapoport's tweet, Lee could earn back his money through performance incentives. Those likely focus on snaps or games played, which have been an issue for the oft-injured linebacker throughout his career. However, those incentives will come out over the course of the regular season and can be accounted for later. This move immediately puts money back into Dallas' spending pool, which is welcome with free agency starting in just a few more days. With Lee turning 34 next year and his contract expiring, 2019 may very well be his last NFL season. He was already considering retirement at the end of the season but has decided to give it at least one more run. After today's news, it will definitely be with the Dallas Cowboys.